Hello! Oh, I got like, we have this vine growing in my yard, and well, there's vines all over. Vines are crazy. But the forest, I live in the woods, and the woods have seemed very dense this year, and I realized it's because there are these vines that are kind of growing up on everything, um, and creating almost these walls of green. And there's this one section that I wanted to clear out, and so today I just took the clippers and just went to town on it. It'll probably last a second and then they'll just start growing back. But hi everybody. I'm happy to be back. It's been a little while. Hi Miranda, Melissa, I hope you can make it. I know you were watching and waiting just now, but I'm here. I wonder if I can tag Melissa in this. Can I? I can. Let's see what happens. Melissa, there she is. Perfect. Oh, and Laurel's back. Awesome. I'm glad you saw the note. So here's the catch about, hi Miranda. So here's the thing. In the videos that I did last month, those 30 days, I really just was showing up kind of with what I had in mind and the ideas that were coming up for me that I wanted to share with you. In my mind, it was almost like opening the toolbox and saying, okay, here are all these tools, and you can apply them in whatever way you'd like in what's coming up for you. And that was awesome. And I've been able to connect with some of you through that, and that was incredibly special. But as time goes on, like I've said before, my coaching is best expressed when I'm in conversation with someone, because my coaching is about you. It's not about me. I mean, when I have ideas, I'll pop up and I'll share them, but sometimes they're really quick, and I can hop on and do these Facebook Lives, but they might be really, really short. So I tend to share those on Instagram or on just Facebook posts that are a little bit more condensed. What I'd really love for these Facebook Lives to be are a response to what's on your mind and answers to the questions that you have. So some of you, I sent a note out this morning just asking like, well, what's coming up for you? Where are you feeling stuck? What questions do you have about a situation in your life? And if you're willing to message me and tell me about those things on occasion, and to think of me as a resource when you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or up in your head or in a thought tornado or having a hard time settling down and figuring out your next micro action, shoot me a note, because then what I can do is create a Facebook Live in response to you, which will be of so much more value, I suspect, than me just kind of talking about myself. I know that's helpful, and I like sharing my own stories, but I'm here for you, so don't hesitate to do that. And if something comes up for you as you're watching now, leave it in the comments, send me a note. That would be great. Another quick update. The last week of July and the first week of August, I'm thinking the first week of August, I might run a bit of, I don't know, maybe a masterclass, a week-long masterclass on Zoom, where there can be live coaching if you want to show up live. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Um, uh, where you can show up, and Zoom is great because you can actually get people face to face, and it could be like we're actually in a coffee shop together or in my office together talking. And I'm thinking a week long, showing up every day, creating content around you and where you're at, coaching. And if that's something that you'd like to know more about, let me know. Say something in the comments, or just express your interest in some way, just so that I know. Laurel's saying that's cool. That'd be awesome. Um, because again, I show up to serve whatever is on your mind and whatever it is that you want to bring to life. So maybe that format could be something new and different, and we could connect for a week. And perhaps if there's a project that you've been thinking on, oh, all the little hearts and flowers and stuff coming up are really awesome. All the little faces, thank you. Melissa's saying yes. I'm curious if noon EST would work generally. I want to put up times that work for you, and I'm thinking noon Eastern, Monday through Friday, 5 days on Zoom, and it would really be kind of live coaching in the moment. I could bring ideas to the table, but it would really be for you to use that as a resource to move yourself forward to the things that you want. So more so than early EST. All right, cool. Well, maybe I'll aim for noon Eastern, Monday through Friday, that first week of August. How long? It'd probably be an hour, Melissa. Would that jive? I mean, they, when I'm doing the work, I kind of can get lost in time. So, uh, but an hour. So it'd be 12 to 1 Eastern, and it would be almost open office hours. So if you couldn't come right at noon, but you could come at 12:30, I did something like it last year. But I would really want it to be in service of you and something that you want to get done. So maybe start thinking on that. Like if you had a week of support specifically around things that you're working through, what would that look like? What would you want to accomplish? What would you want to see at the end of that week? Because sometimes condensing things into a short amount of time can actually be really powerful. So on to today's topic, because someone responded to my question from this morning. And okay, I'm going to just use an example first. Imagine that I told you that why am I playing with this? I just like realized how mindless I'm like, I imagine that I told you that I love to bake and I always wanted to be a baker. And I knew that I liked to bake, but I didn't know what I liked to bake. I like baking cookies, I like baking cakes, I like baking cream puffs, I like baking breads, I like baking pies, I like baking pastry. There's all these things that I like to bake, but I don't know which one is like the path I should be going down. Okay, is this sounding familiar to any of you? Are any of you in a position where you kind of have a general idea of something you want to do, but there's so many options in front of you that you're not sure which one to take? If I asked you, well, what should I do? How do I figure out? I have a hard time knowing which one I want to do. What should I do? I suspect, and maybe I'll wait. Do any of you have an answer for me? You can share it in the comments. Like, what would you tell me to do if I said, I love to bake, but I don't know what I want to bake? I don't know what I want to bake like for the long term. How do I figure that out? Someone tell me before I tell you. Listen, no one yet. Oh man, come on, guys. I know you got something for me. All right. If you were standing there, I suspect you would tell me you just got to start baking. That I'm not going to figure out what kinds of things I want to bake more and more frequently and perhaps do something with and maybe make a shop around. Marin says it, take the pressure off and just bake. Just start baking. Bake whatever. Wake up on Monday and say, you know what, today I want to bake this. And Tuesday I want to bake this. And listen, stop thinking about it, because thinking about what I want to bake isn't going to tell me what I want to bake. Thinking about what I want to bake is just going to create feelings of overwhelm and thinking that I'm doing so much and, oh, I just have so much on my mind, I can't bake. But the answer, the way to figure out the thing that I want to do more of, is to start doing it. So one of you wrote to me this morning and said, well, I really like to write, but I have all of these ideas around what I could write. I could write fiction. I could write children's stories. I could write secular. I could write religious. I could write. There's all these things that I could write about, and I have ideas for all of them, but I don't know which one to do. And I have a really hard time deciding what to do. And that's not uncommon. I totally get that. But the answer is not to think about it. The answer is, just as it is when someone wants to bake and they don't know what to bake, is to start writing. And I know that your thing might feel edgy and scary, and that you might want to be like, well, yeah, but there is no but. And I'm kind of turning the flame up a little bit. That the answer, if you want to figure out what kind of writing you like to do, is to start writing. And that can be really simple. Maybe it's a spiral notebook that never sees the light of day beyond just your pen. Maybe it's a document online. There's this amazing app called 750 Words, 750words.com, and it's on your desktop, and you just show up every day and you type 750 words, whatever those might be. Maybe it's a morning pages practice where one day you decide you want to write a little children's short story. One day you want to write something about, a piece of fiction, a story you have in mind. Maybe you want to write about your day yesterday and see where that goes. But it's through the doing that you're going to figure it out. It's not through the thinking and wondering and continuing to tell yourself that you don't know what you want, because you know what you want. You know what you want. You want to write. So start writing. And until that's happening, it's all just thought. It's all just indulging in our thinking and falsely believing that in thinking about it, you're going to figure it out. Melissa shared, start writing, even if it's something different every day for a while. Yes. And Melissa, you and I talked, and you started on a platform where that could be a possibility for you. And I think about you and like, I wonder if she's written today. I wonder if she's written today. And it's not, and writing doesn't have to be big. It can be one sentence. It can be one word. You could take a notebook and every day just write one word on the page, whatever you're feeling inspired by. But it's through the doing that you're going to discover what you want to do more of. It's not through the thinking of it. I'm curious for those of you who are here who, if that's resonating, if there's something in your life that you're kind of just sitting, thinking about and not doing anything about, and believing that the thinking is going to provide you with the answers. Yes, but in my private journal. Great. Why say but? There is no but in my private journal. Great. Writing daily. Pick one of those themes, those topics, those things, and just write a paragraph about each one. And if taking the leap from private journal into public space is something you're still exploring, there are directions that can go with that. And there are multitude of options of where you can get your writing in a forum where people can see it. And I know that could be edgy and could be scary, but that's what life is. I wrote this thing the other day, like, don't aim to be safe, don't aim to feel safe, aim to feel alive. And feeling alive is sometimes that scary, nervous feeling. And so look for it and take action on it and see what happens on the other side. And know that I'm here. And you can always come back and be like, I just did this thing, I'm freaking out. And I'll be cheerleading you on. So those are my thoughts on that particular thing. Curious what's coming up for you. Feel free to share any final thoughts or questions in the comments. Even if you're not watching live, I'd love to know what you're thinking. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the hearts that are coming through. Thank you for the shares. If you know of someone who is sitting on a big idea and they're just not doing anything about it, and you kind of want to be like, come on, just do the thing, you can easily share this with them using the button above. That would be awesome. And I'll keep you posted on the idea for the beginning of August and a bit of the intensive that I might do that week, masterclass. And in the meantime, I want you to think about what you would love to accomplish in a week with my support, because that, again, this coaching is about you. It's not about me. So use it well. All right. You're all awesome, and I will see you next time.